Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I think we can start. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
So good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar where we will present the second training open call of the POLREC project. My name is Ona Bombí, and I am the cluster manager of the Advanced Materials Cluster of Catalonia in Spain, and I will be presenting this session today. Before reviewing the agenda, I would like to inform you that this session will be recorded. The recording and the presentation will be shared to all the participants after the session. And we will begin the session with a brief introduction to the POLREC project. Then we will present the networking open call. We have the German partners here to present, and they will take over on this part. And following that, we will go into the details of the second training open call, which I think I won't take more than 20 minutes. And finally, we will open the floor to your questions and doubts you may have about these open calls. So you are also welcome to share your questions via or using the chat of these teams, or you can ask them directly on the questions and answers section using your camera and microphone. And we expect to conclude the session by 11. So let's start. As you may know, POLREC is one of the 30 Euroclusters projects approved by the European Commission in 2021, and all of them altogether have a direct budget of 1.5 million euros to support the European industry, in particular the SMEs, European SMEs. In addition to the POLREC open call, such as the training or networking open calls we are presenting today, the other Euroclusters, the other 29 Euroclusters, also offer similar funding opportunities. And if you don't know, this kind of financing is known as cascade funding or financial support for third parties, FSTP, and it targets different industries and sectors. So I would like to encourage you to visit the Euroclusters website to explore the other open calls that may be of your interest. Most of them are about to finish, but maybe there is some as the POLREC project that could be of your interest. There will be a new Euroclusters call this year. So even if the project, the POLREC project finishes at the end of this year, we hope that we can still keep supporting your projects with European funding through this kind of projects for clusters. POLREC, supporting a green and resilient Europe through polymer recycling, has the objective to support the European industry to switch practices from polymer waste landfill to and burning towards polymer recycling into raw materials. This project has a duration of 3 years, and we have more than 967,000 euros to support SMEs through these cascade funding calls. The POLREC consortium is composed by 5 partners: Polymeris from France, and they are the coordinators, the Danish Materials Network from Denmark, WFG from Heilbronn, Germany, Sentinfe from Portugal, and Cluster Map from Spain. The support to SMEs of the POLREC project has been divided into 3 different open calls. Innovation, which is already closed, but the projects are already still running, training and networking. And today we will explain you the last 2 open calls that we have during this project. The second open call of the training category and the second open call of the networking category. Just for your information, I will summarize the results of the first open calls of the training and networking open calls. For the first open call of the training, we awarded 50 applications from 37 different SMEs, and they were from 6 different countries: France, Denmark, Spain, Germany, Ukraine, and Greece. And the budget available that we will have, the remaining budget that we will have for the second open call, it's about 45,000 euros, and we expect to receive around 31 applications. Also, for the first open call of networking, 18 SMEs were awarded, but I think that maybe Nisha can correct me now, because they will explain the second networking open call now. So Nisha, Anders, I give you the floor to present this second open call.
Thank you very much, Ona. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nisha Anders. I work as a project manager for the German cluster WFG, and I'm happy to present to you some information on the second networking open call, as Ona already showed you in the slide before. And this call is opening tomorrow. And this is a really unique chance for an SME to visit an event in the polymer and elastomer sector. This can be an event like a trade fair, a conference, or other matchmaking events which take place in 2025 before July, because in August the POLREC project already ends. And here, possible, you can visit an event in the EU, and we can fund you up to 1,500 euros per SME, meaning 1,500 you will get if you attend the event for 3 days. That, of course, if the event is that long, so 500 euros per day. Also, we have included overseas events, and we can here fund you with a maximum of 2,500 euros per SME if you stay up to 5 days. And overseas means, in our definition, a long distance travel, so that at least 5 days is the minimum of staying if you travel far. And as I said, tomorrow the call will open on the cluster and on the cluster commission portal, and we can later on provide you with the link, or you can find that on the LinkedIn POLREC site. We will disseminate the information through our channels, and there you can also find the detailed guide for application and a short questionnaire for submitting your interest. And the call will close 14th of March. Of course, some interesting events can already be visited before, because some good events are already in February, most probably. So the eligibility is you have to be an SME from COSME participating countries. And of course, the events should align with the POLREC goals, including polymer recycling and international value chains. You can further the slide, please, Ona. Okay. Thank you. So the calendar, just as a short summary, opening tomorrow. And then after 14th of March, we will evaluate the people who have applied, the SMEs who have applied, and select the winners. You will receive notification letters, and we will process the everything what is needed. Financial agreement has to be signed, and we require from you, among other things, that you deliver an activity report, which is a template which you have to fill out. It's a questionnaire and requires also some text. And then after you have fulfilled everything and visited the event, then you receive the payment. Okay, we can continue. And this, we have a list of fairs which we have, which we propose for you, which you can visit. Of course, this you can also propose an event which is not on this list, and it only has to align with the POLREC objectives, as I have mentioned before, and it has to be visited before July 15th. And here you can find the overview, you can check the events, and this list will also be included in the guide for applicants. Also, we will provide a link on the submission page for you to check the events. Yeah, this is so far everything. Thank you, Una.
Thank you very much, Nisha, for the explanation. I think that maybe if some of the participants have a question regarding this open call, maybe you can also reply.
Sure.
So then we move to the presentation of the POLREC second training open call that it's already open and it will close the 25th of February this year. So as we did in the first training open call, any European SME can obtain financial support to carry out a training course or webinar to foster the implementation of polymer recycling solutions. The trainings must be focused or should be focused in one of these three different subtopics, as we call subtopics. The first one is training on adopting innovative recycling methods. The second one is training on adopting digital processes. And the third one is training on specific technical profiles related to polymer recycling. If you have doubts about if the training that you are thinking of fits one of these three different subtopics, you can of course contact us and we can clarify it. But anyway, any kind of training related to recycling solutions of polymers should be fitting on this open call. Some important information about the training open call, the format, the language, and the duration of these trainings are not limited. We accept online, hybrid, and in-person trainings or courses. And this is very important. All the trainings have to be given by a training provider. They can be universities, RTOs, consultancy agencies, training academies, and other kind of organizations. And the proposed training provider and its related cost without taxes must be included in the application form. So you need to indicate who will be the training provider of your course. This is important also. Only one training provider will be accepted per application and per training. If you don't know or if you want to know some recommended service providers, you can check this link where there is a suggestion of training service providers, but you can of course choose the training provider that you prefer. The region of the service provider is not limited, so you can take a training of a Chinese university, for example. And in the other side, if your organization offer training courses in the field of polymer recycling, and you want to appear to this reference list of service providers, you can fill the form using this link, and you will appear to this list of recommended or suggested training service providers. For the projects or applications that we select, the period to implement these trainings is from the date of the submission. So maybe you can submit your application today, so you can start your training today or tomorrow, and the training needs to be done by the 16th of May this year. More important information, one SME can apply to one or maximum two of the different subtopics that we suggest: training on adopting innovative recycling methods, training on adopting digital processes, or training on specific technical profiles. Or you can also submit two applications on the same subtopic, for example, training on adopting digital processes and training on adopting digital processes, under the condition that each application concerns two different staff members. Then on the following slide, we will give you some examples of applications. And one SME can apply to one sub-grant to have access to a training course for one or more employees. The maximum amount that an SME can receive per application is 1,460 euros, and the maximum amount that an SME can receive on the training open calls is 2,920, meaning that this SME has applied twice, has done two applications. If one SME was already granted on the first training open call with 2,920 euros, can't access this call. So this SME was already funded in the first open call. An SME applying to this call can also apply to the POLREC open calls, for example, the networking open call. The only limitation is that one SME cannot exceed for receiving 60,000 euros. So this applies, for example, to the companies, the SMEs that participated to the innovation open call. Okay, so and this is also important. The participation of the service providers is not limited. So a training service provider can participate in unlimited trainings for these SMEs. Here we have the three different cases that one SME can have in case of applying to the second training open call. The case one is that one SME does one application. So this SME applies for a training on polymer recycling technologies, for example, for one employee, or also for two or three, for example, Sarah and Mike. So this SME will receive maximum 1,460 euros. In the case two is that one SME does two applications for the same training, but for different employees. This case is when a training is, for example, more expensive than 1,460 euros. Otherwise, the SME can apply only in one application. But in case the cost of this training is more than the maximum amount that we can give you in one application, so in this case, one SME can do two separate applications. So it's the same training on polymer recycling technologies for Sarah. So this SME will receive the maximum grant that we can give you in one application. And the second application is the same training, a training on polymer recycling technologies for Mike. So this SME will receive in total 2,920 euros. And the third case is when an SME does two applications, but for different training subtopics. And it can be for the same employee or for different employees. So the first application is an application for a training on innovative polymer recycling technologies for one employee, Sarah. So this company will receive the maximum grant. And if for the same employee, they want to have another training, in this case, digital training on LCA and digital product passport for polymers, then the same employee can receive also the maximum amount than an SME can receive per application. But in case an SME wants to do different trainings and for different employees, it's also possible. So the application 1 would be for Sarah, and the application 2 would be for Mike or more employees. I hope these cases make it clear and not the opposite. But if you have any specific case or doubts regarding the different types of application, you can of course ask us. Regarding the eligibility conditions, you will have all the information on the guide of applicants, but in general, an SME must follow these conditions: be a legal entity, be a small or medium-sized enterprise, and you can check through this link if you are an SME. You need to apply as individual organization, so always the SME is the one applying and benefiting from this open call. Be located in one of the single market program associated countries, like EU member state or other countries that can participate in the SMP program that you can consult through this link. Regarding the funding conditions, I have already explained you that a successful application will receive the request financial contribution and in form of a lump sum according to the following conditions. An SME will receive a payment of 100% of the requested contribution, and it will be provided maximum 1 month after the approval of the activity report on the training activities. The POLREC consortium will approve this report. The final activity report is a brief Google form that you can fill in few minutes, together with the invoice of the training and the proof of payment of this training. And you can also share with us any other documentation that can certify that you have participated to the training, like a certification of participation list. And this final activity report must be submitted maximum 1 month after the end of the training. Regarding the calendar that this training open call will follow, as we have already explained, the call will be open until the 25th of February. We will close the portal at 6, and we will be evaluating and selecting the winners until the 13th of March, and we expect to send out the notification letters to the applicants by the 14th of March. Together with this notification, we will send you the contract of this project that we call sub-grant agreement, and you will need to send it back to us, sign it, maximum the 28th of March. Then it will be the period of implementation of trainings. So as we have already explained, you can implement the trainings from the submission date of the application until the 16th of May. Then the delivery of the final activity report, and that will be need to send 1 month upon the reception of this report. Yeah, starting from the contract. So you cannot send us the final report before we send you the agreement, but after the sub-grant agreement is signed, you can already fill the report if you have already done the training. And finally, the payment of the sub-grant agreement, that will be 1 month upon the reception and validation of this final activity report. Regarding the evaluation criteria, the first criteria is network. So we will give you 4 points, either if the applicant is located in one of the countries of the members of the consortium of POLREC, Denmark, France, Germany, Spain, and Portugal, or if the applicant is in other countries of the POLREC partners countries. Then the following points are related to the relevance of the training for POLREC, for the SME, and also for the employees of this SME. You can demonstrate this relevance of the training for your company and for POLREC on the form on the application form that you will need to present to apply for this open call. That then we will check directly with you on the website. So here we have the link to the cluster submission platform and also to the guide of applicants. So maybe I can go to the website, so we can check the application. So this is the cluster submission platform. You will need to log in or create a user to access to this platform, and then at the end of this page you will see the application form for the open calls. The networking open call is similar to this one, but the form it's a bit different, but it's the same procedure. So in the section 1, we ask information about your company. It's information that you already have, the name of the level representative and contact person, which is the person that will receive and will be in contact with the POLREC consortium. We also ask you here if you are member of one of the clusters of the POLREC consortium. Then in the section 2, we ask you to explain the training that you want to carry out. First of all, we ask you about the sub-grant subtopic of the training, and then the description of the training that you want to apply. You can also add the link of the website of the training if you have it, the type of training, duration, also the name of the employee or employees and their role in the organization, and here a bit of the description about the training service provider, we ask you to fill it with the name of the service provider, the cost of the training, excluding taxes. And here we need a short description about the relevance of this training for your organization and for the POLREC project. And finally, on the section 3, you just need to upload the quotation of the training service provider. If, for example, if it's a webinar or online training that has the information on the website, you can also attach the information available on the website of the training service provider. But in other cases, it will be a quotation adapted to the SME. And I think that's it. The acceptance of the project conditions, and that's it. So I go back to the presentation. Yes, this is also important. The POLREC national contact points. We think it's very important that if you have any doubts, maybe it's better to direct contact with your national contact point. So here you have the emails of the responsibles of each country. We also recommend you to subscribe to the POLREC newsletter, so you will be updated and aware of any news of the project. And I think that now it's the turn for questions. I hope I haven't extended that much. So yeah, I think we can open the questions. You can use the chat, or you can also use the microphone. Here you have a list of the questions that you may have, and we also encourage you to contact us and or call us, and we can discuss the doubts that you may have.
We have a question on the chat. They ask about if there's any template to the final report at the end of the training.
Well, the final report, it's a Google Forms, so you just need to answer different questions about the training, and it was fine to do it, and yeah, so it's a Google form. Maybe we can share it with you in advance, so you can check it, because it's open, but it's a very simple template. So I can look and share it with you in this chat. I will share with you the one on the first open call, but I think for the second open call would be very similar. Maybe one example that it's useful for you. It's the Danish example. So the Danish partners of the POLREC project, they prepare like two of their members or members that were offering training on polymer recycling, prepared tailored or customized training for their companies, for their cluster members, and they were a success. Well, I think that today they are doing the second session of the training, and last week I think they already had like 20 companies doing this training, and it was all financed by POLREC. I don't know, maybe Dorothy, if you want to add something on your experience that could be useful for other companies, maybe for other service providers. Or maybe she's not here. I think she's not available. Well, and anyway, if you want to have more information of how they did it, we can. Yeah, Dorte. I don't know if you hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry,
No.
I didn't hear the question because somebody else asked me a question.
No, the question is if you can give the experience or how you did it to engage the service providers to develop this specific training for your SMEs. I think most of them are cluster members of your cluster. So maybe if you can explain how you did it, so it can be useful for other companies and for other service providers.
Yeah, well, what we did is that the companies providing the Danish courses, I asked them because we know them from our cluster if they could have an interest in developing courses directly target the POLREC project, and both Kirsten Lykke and Recur did so. So, and then we helped them to try to find some companies interested in the trainings. So that's the way we did it. And we have also helped the companies apply because, sorry, but they get lost in applying. So we also assisted on that. And this way we have received a good amount of people attending the courses. They all take place now in January, and I think we have 15 companies at each of these courses. So this more direct approach has been good.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. And yeah, this is a case where many companies can apply to one specific training, but it could be also that one service provider prepare a tailored training or kind of consultancy for a specific company related to their problem and their products or materials. So you can define and create this training according to the SME needs.
But we tried to find a group with the same interests. The first course was on ESG and CSRD, all these new things coming up, and that was good interest. And today it's about the LCA analysis and digital passports, and that's also something a group has an interest in. So therefore we invite them to come, or the companies, the RICU are the ones providing the courses. They have invited them to come.
I forgot to say that if you also have doubts about the networking open call, we are also open to reply. Yes.
I have a question now because we have some in our cluster. They have applied for the first open training call, and they followed a course last week. But there were also people from the second open call on this course. Can they use the same questionnaire? It's because
You mean for the ones for the second open call?
Yeah, the ones from the second open call, because there's no, I couldn't find a link for the questionnaire for the second open call. Or is it available?
Actually, we have it, but it's not shared to the companies because they
Okay.
haven't been notified yet that they have been selected.
Okay.
So they should fill them once we sign the sub-grant agreement and once it's already selected.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So maybe if there are no more doubts, we can close the session here. Maybe someone is writing on the chat. I don't know if it's a question. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we conclude the session here. As we explained, we will share with you the presentation and the recording of this info day, so you can share it with other companies and other service providers. And you can of course contact us, to our email. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gracias.
Bye.